The spectre of more embarrassing defeats will prompt new tactics by the minority Morrison government when Parliament returns for its second week of the year. It'll avoid votes if numbers are shaky on motions and pieces of legislation. But that doesn't mean the Prime Minister's giving up the fight over medical evacuations of refugees and asylum seekers. Instead, Scott Morrison's amplified his warnings to people smugglers not to resume their trade. Here's National Affairs correspondent Greg Jennett in Canberra.
Don't waste your money or risk your life.
Don't do it is the exhortation, so simple it's never lost in translation. Sovereign Borders is built on multilingual beseechings on boats, from commanders, from ministers, and now
I'm the Prime Minister of Australia.
From the highest elected office of all.
If you attempt to come to Australia illegally by boat, you will not succeed.
On the bridge of a Tasmanian freighter he does like,
I got to get a button like that in my office.
Scott Morrison's ordered the internet be filled with his video, warding off the boats he does not.
It's to send a very clear message. This government, the one I lead, is in charge of the show. And you've tried to get past me before and you failed, and you will fail again.
Scott Morrison himself seems to be goading people to come to Australia.
There's only one person who wants to give a message to people smugglers that this is a change in policy, and that's Mr Morrison.
The new Medivac laws passed by Parliament wouldn't apply to any future boat arrivals, but the government's at day 5 and counting in its relentless operation to sell Labor's parliamentary victory as a threat to security.
And the reality is that we are expecting an influx of hundreds.
Claiming it's been rendered powerless to block suspected criminals held on Manus and Nauru, the government's now asking security agencies to delve deeper into the backgrounds of refugees and asylum seekers it's been assessing for 5 years.
Now, we are looking into the hundreds of people that we consider likely to apply, and we already have significant red flags on these types of character issues over dozens of them.
Having deserted the Morrison government last week, key crossbenchers in the House appear prepared to do it again and again. So coalition tactics will be recalibrated in week 2. There'll be no resistance to calls for a royal commission into abuse of the disabled, and even unwanted changes to a small business bill will be quietly accepted, all in the interests of avoiding defeat.
I'm not afraid of losing votes in this House.
Greg Jennett, ABC News, Canberra.